Click, click, boom. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back. We are here to bring you guys a quick hitter, okay? Now, I know a lot of you guys are expecting the draft show, and that is coming up on time with Breezy and Dre. So I know y'all are excited about that, but this one is here just a little quick talk, all right, about some 49ers news that happened. You guys know the formalities and all that stuff. Hit up the website, guys. It is www.nothingbutniners.com. That's going to be your one-stop shop for any and everything 49ers from us here and Nothing But Niners. So run across the bottom of your screen there, okay? Guys, if this is your first time here on the on the YouTube page, we want to thank you guys for checking us out. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, all right? That's right there as well. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter and Snapchat. Those handles are Nothing But Nine, ERS. You can give us follows on Facebook and Instagram as well. It's Nothing But Niners spelled all the way out. You're looking for some gear. You're looking for some new attire, all right? You got the draft coming up. You want to have your own little draft party with the four of y'all at home. Go to shopnbniners.com. Get you your mugs, get you your keychains, get you your shirts, your skirts, your hoodies, and all that good stuff in between. All right, guys, go to shopnb9ers.com. I'm your guy, 49ers Mike _NFL, and I got my man Breezy here. 49ers Breezy on Twitter. What up, big dog?
What's going on?
Same old, man. Another day in paradise, just sitting out here living my best life.
I see, man. You smoking that cigar, looking all suave, man. Rico.
Trying to hide something underneath here because I'm a little paranoid about it. But it is what it is. It's all good. I wanted to sit here and talk about this. I know you broke it down a little bit on your show before, but the Niners made two moves. All right, they re-signed two different corners. Okay, and so the name of the show is Corners Back. So now what? All right, they signed Verrett Johnson. They signed Jason Verrett. Now, the interesting thing is I've seen mock drafts where the Niners are taking the corner 13. I've seen mock drafts where they're taking the corners 31. I've even seen mock drafts where they trade up to get my man. You know what I'm saying? So I want to ask you, Okuda, I want to know what your thoughts are on this. Does this change the draft thoughts? Now, before you answer, we understand that Jason Verrett and Verrett Johnson are not supposed to be the pedigree of a player that Okuda is projected to be. So I'm not talking about him in particular, but does this potentially change the way the Niners go about their draft? What are your thoughts on it all?
They added two more familiar cornerbacks to their roster that know the system. So it makes me wonder, are they going to go after that premier cornerback in the very beginning of the draft? Are they going to try at 31 or 13 to draft that guy they feel like is going to be, to replace, a la Richard Sherman, if they can't figure out a contract for him going forward or, whatnot. And honestly, I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing I love about the 49ers and a post Harbaugh era. I absolutely love what Kyle Shanahan is doing, man. He's bringing in guys that are going to compete for some other guy's starting spot. That's what he's doing. If you think a rookie is going to come in here and take over a spot, good luck. And if you think a veteran is going to let a rookie come in here and take over a spot, I feel like I'm watching a real life movie called The Program for Real 49ers edition, yo. If you've never seen it's like a real live movie to where I'm old, but you're not taking my spot, young buck. And then the young bucks are like, well, you old, you need to move on over, old man. I just feel like that's what's going on. And then you got your in-betweeners. And the cool thing is, the old age in this group is not even that old. You get what I'm saying? It's not even, they're not even 35, 36, 37. They're 31, 32, 36. So, I love what they're doing. They bring back Verrett Johnson. That's your guy, bro. And they bring back Jason Verrett. And here's the thing, man. I think the 49er fans, we want to see Jason Verrett play. We know he's dynamic and back there, right? But we want to see him play. And with the stream of injuries that he's getting, man, it's been sad and unfortunate that he hasn't been able to play, for the 49ers. He's played for the Chargers, but he hasn't been able to play, more than 2 or 3 downs or one series for the 49ers. So, 1-year deals, man. It says it in the deal. It says it in the deal.
Well, and that's the thing. So, I thought about that too. That very same thing. It's a 1 year deal, so they're not really looking at these guys' pieces going forward, right? I will say this: I know people hate Dante Johnson. All right, I know people can't stand him, but that man balled in preseason. He really was one of the best looking corners in preseason. Now, the caveat to that is he wasn't getting the starter reps. You know what I'm saying? So he was out there with the third stringers and stuff like that, and he's supposed to shine in those situations, right? Like these are all guys fighting to make a team and everything, but he looked good in preseason. So I wasn't mad at the Niners re-signing him during the season. Not mad at them getting him now. But here's the thing with Jason Verrett. Verrett was out there playing. We saw what happened firsthand in that Steelers game. 2 downs, 2 targets, 2 big plays. They yanked his ass out quick. And then what did he do? He got on Twitter. He tried to, he yucked it up a little bit. He was like, hey, man, look, they came at me. I learned quick, got out, got out of Dodge. Next thing you know, he's back on IR. I think that there's something there. We talked about him not being able to participate in preseason and just getting in there on the field, right? It was like a little weird. You got to get your football legs back. When's the last time he actually played in a game? I thought it was ill-advised that they put him out there in the first place. You know what I mean? And the next thing you know, he's getting torched. So it's like, all right, you got to get your football legs back. Good sign is this. The team has had their doctors with him all season long. They know what he is health-wise. Now we can go into this offseason, hopefully, knock on wood, and I can't reach my tree behind me. But we know what he is health-wise, and if there's an offseason, they're going to get his football legs back with him, and we'll see what he really has. But should this change their draft technique, their draft strategy at all?
Yeah, that's the question, man. I honestly don't think that it should. If the 49ers, if Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch see their guy there, I think they go after their guy. The thing is, we don't know who their guy is. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know who we want. Who we're hoping we get. If Okuda is there at 13, he's 9 times out of 10 going to be the guy. I don't care if we need a wide receiver. And the reason why Okuda would be the pick at 13, or they may trade up to draft Okuda, is because you say, I could take this guy, I could put him on one side of the field, and I'm good for the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could find a way to lock him in. You get 5 years of cheap money, and then you could give him his first 3-year contract deal, or you give him that long-term. If he's been producing, you give him the long-term 5-year deal, and you just keep building upon that. And like that's what happens. And you kindly say, thank you, Richard Sherman, for your service. We truly appreciate you. And you put them on, and then you continue. Then you find a way to sign those guys that come back in there. Mostly and those guys. You know what I'm saying? Look, this is a big defensive secondary year, man. These guys got to put up or shut up. You know what I'm saying? It's not a wide receiver year where they got to go in there. Obviously, they got to go in there and produce. But, the DBs, I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about there's one guy that earned his spot on this team. His name is Jimmy Ward. One guy. There's one guy who bet on himself, just like Richard Sherman did, said, you know what? I'll take that 1 year, that extension. You can give me peanuts. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure Jimmy Ward was offered deals better than what the 49ers gave him. But that man said, I'm coming back because I got a story I want to tell my children. We did it here. They believed in me my whole career. All the injuries, all the whatever, they believed in me. I'm going to give them this. Go ahead.
And all the different regimes. We got to remember that this dude has been here through every single coaching staff. There's something that they really, really like about Jimmy Ward, man. There's something
the funny thing is, a lot of us were saying, we got to get rid of him because he can't stay healthy. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to keep it a buck. I was one of them. And it only had to do with his injuries. I felt like Jimmy Ward was misused, mistreated, and that's being misused and being utilized the wrong way, right? I probably said the same thing 3 different ways, but it mean the same thing, right? And that's probably why he stayed injured. They had him out of position for so long trying to fit a scheme. This dude came in the 3-4 scheme Whatever they were playing in that zone, they had him at cornerback. They drafted him as a safety. They had him at cornerback. He was a ball hawk at that. And then all of a sudden, you know, I broke my forearm. I broke my leg arm. I broke this arm. I'm just breaking. Like, yeah, collarbone. You know what I'm saying, yo? He was just breaking down. You had him all over the place, man. I tell you one thing, Jimmy Ward is a tough mother sucker, bro. He is tough and mentally tough. And yo, he earned his contract. And he chose the 49ers. That just speaks volumes, man. Like, how can you not like a guy like that? You know what? Here's my bold prediction. I think Kendrick Bourne goes down that same path. Just on as a wide receiver. I think Kendrick Bourne goes down that same path, minus the injuries, knock on wood. I'm just saying, as far as sticking with a team that believed in him. All right, you got the floor, bro. Mute it, bro. Still muted. All right, man. As Mike goes off, he's gonna come back in, man. I'm not sure why his mic was muted. Talk to us, Mike.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check is on.
All right, my bad. I don't know what happened there. It said I wasn't muted, but it's crazy. All right, as long as you got me, maybe the wire was coming out. I'm outside. I don't usually have the whole setup done outside, so it's probably that. But there's an expression, right? Jack of all trades, master of none. And that's what Jimmy Ward was going through. They would not let this young man master one position. He was in the slot corner. He was nickel corner. He was outside corner. He was safety, free safety, strong safety. They moved him all over, all 5 spots in the secondary. That man played at a decent to high level. And I was one of the few people. Now, you owned yours, and I'm not patting myself on the back, but I was one of the people say Jimmy Ward's too versatile to let go. I understand he's always injured, but when he's out there, he's one of the better guys in the secondary. And it wasn't just me that said that. The team said that. They expressed that by continually signing him over and over. New defensive coordinator came in here, no problem. We want Jimmy Ward. New GM came in here, I still want Jimmy Ward. Another defensive coordinator, I still want Jimmy Ward. It does not matter. This dude is nice. But I want to get some field out for the people in the chat. Now, we understand that this is going to be a platform where, these guys aren't likely to get any significant playing time. If they do, something went wrong. Unless Jason Verrett balls out and earns a starting spot, because a lot of people were saying that he is coming for the play opposite of Richard Sherman. Remember when we first signed him, that's what everybody was saying. Oh, PFF, he was ranked one of the best guys when he was healthy 5 years ago. But, I want to ask people their feelings. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, or I like it or don't like it in the chat. I want to see some of these comments in here. Just write in there, I like the signing, I don't like the signing. We don't expect them to play, but how do you guys feel about them for depth pieces? These are all former starters. These are guys who played high caliber. These are guys who played low caliber. So I want to ask you guys your opinions on, do you like the signings of depth? All right. So Delta Boy in here. Hold on, wait. I see this one. I like it. All right. It's Jonathan. All right. Delta Boy, give it a thumbs up. CJA, give it a thumbs up. Dre. So, I mean, as long as we understand it as depth and security, it's one thing. I don't think it should alter the draft plans. I don't think it should. But it'll be very, very interesting to see how the team handles it. You know what I mean? Every time I think I got the 49ers and their draft plans figured out, they do something like this that make me just second guess it. You know what I mean? One thing I noticed is that did Breida sign his thing yet?
Nah, man, we waiting on that. We got a thumbs down by Richard Gonzalez too, by the way.
Yeah, I thought I clicked that. My bad. I thought I clicked that one. If not, my apologies. No disrespect intended, man. Not fond of Johnson, but I'm like you, want to see Verrett. You know what I mean? So it's very, very interesting. Sin chiming in.
Yeah. Here's the thing about Dante Johnson, yo. Dante Johnson earned such a bad rep with the 49ers. He was another one of those transition type players, man. They made him play multiple positions. He went through multiple systems, and he just never could develop to what probably he could be. I think the reason why they decided to re-sign him was A, security, B, the fact that he knows the system a little bit better, C, guess what he is, guys? He's a veteran. And D, he body type, he's Richard Sherman. Like, he's linky, he can play press, you know. Maybe this is, before, they sign him to a 1-year deal. Like, I absolutely think, whether he makes the team or not from this 1-year deal, that's up to him and what he goes out there and proves. And if he's having an off season of his life, I think he makes his team, guys. And it doesn't mean he's going to start, but it's possible he's going to try. I honestly think I think he's going to go and look like, I could beat out Mosley, I could beat out this guy, and I could beat out whoever you draft. Look, that's the mindset that these guys are going to have. Same thing with Jason Verrett. Vet or not, like, they got to go out there and compete, and health is wealth. So Dante Johnson has proved he can be healthy. That's one thing he's good at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, like, he's like 6'3". He's tall, okay? And he's stout. And if he can learn, we're saying go out and get that type of style cornerback, that Sherman can, like, school. Like, he's the prototypical type that fits that. Like,
so is Akello too. That's why it's so exciting.
Akello's a little bit skinnier. Like, I feel
like
his frame is a little bit more skinnier. I can't, if you guys play 2K, I want my guy burly and stock. Or you could get the slinky guys, which I made my player, and I'm mad, and I can't change it because I already put the money on it. But yeah, like, that's what Akello reminds me of. So those guys got to hit the weight room, man, and get stronger. I think Dante's body type fits more what Richard Sherman is, and if he can develop the mental to go with his play, like, you can put it together, learning under that system, he's gonna be a problem, yo. Verrett just got to stay healthy, man. We know he can play DB. We've watched him play DB. It's just that he just can't stay healthy. And maybe he's going to be given a role that can provide him to stay healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a comment in here from Omar. He said, do you wear your robe on OnlyFans? Actually, this morning I did. And I took it off when I was on there. Ooh, what's under the robe, right? But I saw someone say, where did I get it? Leighton asked that question. My wife got it for me. I believe she said it was on Fanatics.com, I believe it was. So, that was that. But this comment up here, right here, depth pieces that have experience with the team, thumbs up. Right now, let's draft CJ Henderson. Now, I want to focus on the first part of this. When filling out your 90-man roster with people who have experience in your system, whether they're playing well or not, you trust them that they're going to execute the play that is called. So what does that give you the opportunity to do, right? Let's say you have Johnson on one side and Verrett on the other. Regardless of how they're doing, they're going to play that. They're going to play the play the way it's called because they know the system. Now you can evaluate some of your other safeties that are out there because you don't have to worry about saying this guy busted or this guy did this guy did that. When you sign depth pieces with system familiarity, it allows you to focus more on the other guys who are just getting there for the first time. So we're going to go through this draft. We're going to get some corners. We're going to get some safeties or linebackers, whatever it is. You don't have to do so much evaluating of the corners when they're out there. You can evaluate some of the other pieces. It's kind of like when the defensive line was out there and it was Solomon Thomas and Armstead with the second team, and then you have a new guy out there like Day. I'm just saying Day, for example, right? You get to truly evaluate Day because you trust that the other two guys know their assignments already. So now you can see how Day goes in there and he steps in case his number is called. And we got to see that happen a lot. And so I'm really excited about the signings. Again, we have to build up the 90. Hi, mamas, my baby's awake. We get to see what the signings do. And then we also get to find out about the other players more. Now we don't have to focus on those guys because they're the veterans. Like I said, when Dante Johnson was playing the preseason against the third and fourth stringers, he was locked down. He was great out there. I don't have to watch his side of the field now because I know what he's going to give me when we're evaluating these guys during the preseason. Now I get to focus on whoever is playing across from him. You get what I'm saying? I'm looking at the safeties that are over there. So it's a really, really good thing when it comes to evaluating the other talent on the team. That's something that we got to think about here. They go out and they signed a whole bunch of guys that knew Kyle's system on the offense. You know what I mean? And then that gave us opportunities to look at linemen that didn't know it. That gave us the opportunity to running backs that didn't know it. We fell in love with Jeff Wilson Jr. during preseason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we saw what he was doing out there with other guys who knew the system already, with the quarterbacks that knew the system already. So it was pretty cool to, see that kind of stuff going on out there, man. I really like what the team is doing. I like the direction of it because when you return most of your starters from a Super Bowl run, you're really just looking for depth in the future. That's really what it all comes down to. And so these are really good signings. And my overall thing, I think it's good signings personally.
And the key thing is you're looking for depth that's familiar with your system too. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not just going and pulling pieces from this team and this team. If you notice the way Shanahan and Lynch have been moving in free agency, like they've been getting guys that fit, you know what I'm saying? Like the system, like that Kyle has probably worked. Think about our offensive linemen. They all were former Atlanta Falcons.
Hell
Just
yeah.
about.
Yep.
Except for Joe Staley, McGlinchey, and Tomlinson.
Yeah.
And Garland. I mean, obviously they drafted a couple. Garland was. I'm sorry, school. Like they drafted a few, but like these are guys that Kyle has had in his system. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure about Richburg, but that was a guy Kyle wanted. That's why the contract was what it was. Yo, get me this guy, make it happen. I need him to run this system. Like all the pieces have they make up the they make up the Voltron, man. Like they make up the big transformer, whatever you want to call it, the Megazoid. I don't know. They make it up, and there's a reason why they're bringing back these pieces. You don't have to like it, but like Mike said, listen, y'all could talk junk about Dante Johnson all y'all want, but he sure enough showed up and got us and helped us on this playoff run because we were down and guys was out, and he had to come in and he made plays. You know what I'm saying? Like
they won't talk about it. They won't give him his credit.
But we need to, yo. And I believe that not only was he able to make plays because of his skill set, and I'm not the biggest Dante Johnson fan, so I'm not advocating him, but I'm happy for him because he earned it. He earned that 1-year contract. You understand? And the reason why he earned it was because of the plays that he made down the stretch going in to on that Super Bowl run.
Talk your shit, Breezy.
They had to get him off the street. Bro was probably working at Stop and Shop pre-corona, like bagging groceries, cuz you can't even bring your own bags no more. This dude came in, was like, no problem, coach. Put me through the physical. Now I know how it worked. You know what I'm saying? Test me out. Boom. Got you. Came in, was doing his thing. He's not a lockdown corner, but in space, he's able to close in. He tackles. Like that's what we need. Like, you get what I'm saying? And he provides depth. You could call him a camp body. I like him as a good depth piece. And if someone goes down, give me somebody that knows the system. Would you rather have a rookie like guessing or have a person that knows the system in the right spot at the right time? We could play rookies. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the rookie. So I don't think it changes the way the 49ers draft. You get what I'm saying? I think their guy just isn't in the first, second, third, or fourth round.
Wow. Okay. I was watching NFL Network the other day and I heard Steve Smith saying, the Niners get guys later in the draft. He showed George.
I heard him say it too. I don't think that their cornerback is Steve Wilks and Steve Smith said that. And I just don't think that I'm gonna put together a thread and a show, and we're gonna talk about cornerbacks post fourth round. All right. So that means cornerbacks fourth round and up to the 7th that you could get that I think fit this team. And I'm gonna call on some of my, my consigliers, and we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna put a show together, man, because there's some guys out there, man. Like there's some guys out there. Now, if they do happen to trade, to get draft capital, I think there's a guy that they get in the 4th round. I think there's a guy from Notre Dame that they go ahead and take in the 4th round. And remember, they draft players that fit them. They're not looking for a name brand player. They drafting players that fit them, So and you can apply that to every position, Mike. Like even wide receiver, yo. I know we all set on Judy, Lamb, and Ruggs, right? I get it. But I started tweeting, I want y'all to watch other wide receivers. There's other receivers y'all need to pay attention because the 49ers just need receivers to do their job. Like it doesn't have to be the all-around player and I could do everything and blah. Nah, everybody fits a piece of the system, yo. Everyone.
Somebody, 49ers Gab was in here on Periscope, and I saw him ask, who are our favorite wide receivers in the draft? I don't know if they've been watching, and this is my first time doing the broadcast on Periscope also, so maybe they don't watch the YouTube show or the Facebook show. But if you're here, you guys know I've been pounding the table for Ruggs. I think Ruggs is the guy. I think he was wide receiver 3 in their system. I think he could be special here, though. You know, it's all about what they do for us in this system,
Yeah,
not what they did in college necessarily. You know,
yeah,
college is going to show you ability. Now you got to figure out how to use them. And
yeah,
that's what Kyle Shanahan does well. Nobody thought school was going to come in and be solid in his first year. And what did he do? He came in and he held his own. So much so that we were like, damn, we rushed McGlinchey and Staley back. We should have probably left them out. We might have won that game against Seattle. You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
those boys were getting work. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, and we were like, damn, we shouldn't have rushed them back. We should have let them get their legs under them. So, you know, that's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, my favorite receiver in the draft is Jerry Jeudy, and you know, I was watching the PFF show with, I think it's PFF, with Phil Sims. I mean, Chris Sims. I always call him Phil because he looked just like his daddy. And you know, Jeudy didn't make his top five, and as wide receivers, and it kind of bothered me because I'm like, how does the most polished wide receiver not make your top five? And then I started to like watch like film, and it didn't change my thoughts or my thing. I still like Jeudy. Judy's my guy. What if Jeudy just isn't the best fit for the 49ers? Like, what if Jeudy isn't the best fit? Not the right, but not, you know, you could be a fit. I think the 49ers can draft Jeudy, and Jeudy can do everything they need him to do, right? But what if he's just not what the best fit? So then I started saying, you know, I started looking at Lamb, and then and Lamb, I'm like, Lamb could be the guy too. But what if he's not the best fit? Okay. And then I
I can't
said,
hear you.
you can't hear me?
No. It
Can I be heard, guys? I can't hear you now, Mike. I don't know. Go out and come back in. And then I started looking at Ruggs. All right. And I'm saying to myself, you know, I think Ruggs, you know, would be the best fit. And the reason why he would be the best fit is because of the way Kyle can utilize him on this team. If you got a guy that's catching route, that's learning to be a route runner, that's Debo Samuel. He's becoming better and better, and he's catching, you know, passes, and he's taking them to the house, and he's doing all these things. Remember, we had that show where we talked about who would complement Debo the best. Well, then if you look at Ruggs, and I know, I started breaking these receivers down. I wanted to know who made the most spectacular catches, who shied away from I like getting into the end zone. I would tell you that Jeudy finds the end zone. Like that's what he does. Like, he will find the end zone, and he will do his best to get into the end zone untouched. But Ruggs' explosiveness, being able to outrun, like, can you like, and Chris pointed that out. You know, and I'm not a huge Chris Sims fan, but he definitely pointed it out. He said, yo, can you imagine lining that cat up on with two tight ends and him split out with the one-on-one? Godly. All you gotta do is catch the ball. And y'all keep saying Ruggs got the best hands. Ruggs does not have the best hands in this draft. Matter of fact, if you check out Matt Miller's report, he put out the wide receiver who has best hands, and I have that name, and I'll share it with you on my show. Ruggs has the best hands out of those three, but there's a receiver who has better hands. Okay.
okay.
And he's
Clear.
not
You
in
can
the
hear me now,
top,
right?
whatever.
You hear
Yes,
me
I
now,
can hear
right?
you now.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure I was
Yes. Yep. So, yeah, I can give you that receiver too, who I was talking about
no, you
from
don't got to
Matt
do that.
Miller.
We can save it for later. You know, we can save it for later. We
Oh,
getting, you know, off topic and all. I know
out
you
of
got
those three, Ruggs does have the best hands, yo. And all Ruggs has to do is beat his matchups, yo.
right. And so
He
a
just
lot
has
of
to beat his matchups.
and you guys got to remember that we're looking for complementary pieces. Now, I
Yes.
honestly think that Jerry Jeudy can come in right now and be a
Oh, yeah.
starter on
Oh, yeah.
all 32 teams. That
Oh,
boy
yeah.
runs routes. He's very
Oh, yeah.
good. He's confident. All of that good stuff. Don't
Oh,
get me
yeah.
wrong, but I think I want something that
Different.
we don't already have.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
and that's what I mean by complementary piece. He can come in right now and take this offense, and we're not going to miss a beat. I hate to say it, but if we sign Jeudy, if we draft Jeudy, he takes over for what we were getting from Emmanuel Sanders, and probably at a higher rate.
That's it. Like, do we want that? That's
Mhm.
on film. Do we want to show other defenses this is who we are? Blah 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 blah. Like, do we want that, or do we want something? Do we want to go a different way, like a different dynamic? I always compare us to. This is how great I think the 49ers are going to become. I always compare us to the Patriots dynasty. And the reason why is look at the way Bill Belichick shifts it up every freaking year. Like, you're going to get either 2 tight ends, you're going to get 2 slot receivers. Yo, think about the slot guys they had. They were using Chris Hogan a year ago as their deep threat. Chris Hogan, he was burning cats. Yo, and then they ended up getting rid of him. He went to somewhere, and then they got Philip Dorsett and all this. I'm trying to tell you, man, like, Ruggs might be that different dynamic that the 49ers like need. Like, and I know it's hard to not compare him to Tyreek Hill, but I think he's better than Tyreek Hill, guys.
Let me say, Kenny right here is saying I saw a draft Dre did on Rombo Sports, right? So you're gonna get Dre a little bit in about what?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. You guys are gonna get another Dre draft here, including trades. This will be his second time on with us, if I'm not mistaken, doing this draft show. This is gonna be the one with trades here. So Dre, don't be recycling your shit, bro. Don't be recycling your stuff, man. I want you to mix it up a little bit. All right, people go, guys. You want to see Dre's previous draft? Go check out the Rombo show where he was on there. But also make sure you tune in. All right, it's coming to you guys in about 20 minutes. It's gonna be Breezy and Dre. I'm not gonna heckle because I don't want no smoke. I said it on Twitter earlier. But I did see someone say, "Why do we need another speedster like Ruggs when we already have guys like Goodwin and Travis Benjamin?" I'm gonna say one reason right now: dependability in hands. Those 2 guys are always out.
Yeah,
they're always out. You can love them, you can hate them. Nick was really, really high on Marquise Goodwin because of his ability, and he said that he has a potential to be a wide receiver 1 in this system. And I'll be damned if he didn't come out and almost have 1,000-yard season, right? But that was with him playing 15, 16 games. You don't get that from Marquise Goodwin enough. You really, really don't. And so that's what it is. But I do like that we're teasing the draft and everything, and we want to wrap this thing up. We already hit the half-hour mark here. Breezy, is there anything that you want to say before we get up out of here? Let's take it back to the topic at hand here, the cornerbacks. So now what? I think we both agree that it does not change the 49ers draft plans, that these are depth signings and things like that. So the final thoughts on the cornerbacks in general, not just these 2 that we signed, but the cornerbacks room in general as it stands now. How confident are you if we don't take a guy in the first couple of rounds? And when I say that, I think we all anticipate the Niners to trade down and accumulate some picks in the middle rounds, right? But what if we don't take anybody with our first 3 picks?
Listen, man, I'm gonna keep it 100. We don't have to draft a quarterback. All right. We went to the Super Bowl with this team. We went to the Super Bowl with these corners. All right. This is why you get the big discrepancy of guys saying, yo, we need to draft and replace DeForest Buckner over a cornerback. Like, they want that defensive tackle up in there because they're not sold on the depth that we have that can come in there to replace a Buckner. And I'm starting to agree. I'm starting to say, hey, if that defensive tackle, if that 3 technique guy if you give me a defensive tackle that can stop the run and pass rush, beep that. I'm going after that guy, right? Why? Because I just brought back my cornerback squad. You know, they're not the no-fly zone. We need to come up with a name for our secondary, bro, because they ain't give up a lot. They ain't give up a lot of points. They ain't give up a lot of yards. We need to come up with a name. I need y'all to come up with a name for the secondary.
Hey,
y'all stop shitting on this secondary. Yeah,
I'm gonna call them. I got a name for them. The Chokers. How about that? They gave up a lot in the third quarter. They gave up a lot in the last 8 minutes of the Super Bowl, didn't they? Huh?
Hey,
what then? What now? Now let me stop. I think a lot of that had to do with the offense also. You tired of I'm just talking shit.
You're the worst, bro. But now, did they choke? Yeah, man, they definitely did. And you know what? I still think that play caught them by surprise, man. They didn't expect Hill to come back on that play, bro. And that right there was the dagger in the heart. Even though there was mad time left, that was the dagger, right? They just couldn't believe that happened. And usually when you go into shock, you stay in that shit for a long time, right? It's hard to get out of shock. But nah, man, I can honestly say, like, I think they drafted cornerback later on in the draft, man, just to add depth. We also still need to see how Tim Harris fares out. We got guys there that we still have that provided depth. And I just think that the 49ers find a way. You can't, if again, I do think, I will say this. If that man Nakuda is sitting at 13, y'all can kiss all them receivers bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm just gonna point that out. You can kiss him goodbye, be looking for Mims and Chenault and Donovan People Jones and Chase Claypool and Mike, all them dudes. Be looking for those guys at 31.
Hey, did anybody put together a highlight video for Mims with "This Is Why I'm Hot" playing? I'm
That
just
would
kidding.
be so hot, yo.
That might be an East Coast bias. I'm sorry, but
nah, this is why I'm hot. Yo, that would be hot.
That would be fire, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, Nick, I know you watching, man. Get on it. I gave you a fire idea right there. Highlight of Mims. See, that's another thing too. Nick was doing the highlight videos of the draft prospect and stuff. Man, that's one right there. That's an idea. Bing. Put it in there. All right, man. We're gonna get up out of here, guys. Breezy and Dre gonna be coming to you guys in about 15 minutes now. We want to thank you guys for checking us out. We got 200 solid viewers. Y'all better be back. We got some fire coming to you guys. All right, another draft with some trades. Dre is getting a lot of love in the comments right here, so I can't wait to see what he's going to bring to you guys today. And that's going to be it for us right here. I mean, I don't have much else to say, man. Breezy broke it all down, and we're going to be bringing you guys some more videos very, very soon. Make sure you
stay tuned for our theme show. Our theme music's coming soon, man. I'm gonna be in the lab working on that joint, y'all. You're gonna hear the instrumental on the next show, so make sure y'all tune in. You know, come out of this joint, tune in right to the next show. We'll be going on at 1 o'clock, man. My man Dre's gonna bring you a fire draft. I'm gonna shut up and navigate. See, I'll be paying attention to the feedback. I got you. But there's so much stuff people be saying that it just makes me talk. I can't help it. I'm a talker, but I promise you, I'm gonna let Dre have the floor. And man's gonna run the show, man. I'm just clicking buttons.
All right. Okay. All right, guys. That's gonna be it for us here, man. You guys already know the deal. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always
remain faithful. Peace.
Out. Peace.